Ladies and gentlemen, the date is September 1st. Pumpkin spice lattes are here. Today was beautiful. I did not sweat to death today. It was like September 1st hit, which is today, and the weather just, I don't know, didn't kill me. Canada, in my area of Canada, has been extremely hot, so this was a welcome change. I'm excited. But first, we have to do the August video. I'm doing this now. My hair I'm still wet from my workout. I am a disaster. I am slightly unorganized, but my next 3 weekends are booked. So I don't know when I'm going to get to film this video. I had some spare time, so I was like, let's do it. I do feel like a lot of things happened in August, which, I don't know, maybe once I'm done filming, I'll be like, oh, that wasn't that bad. But I'm going to be splicing a lot of stuff over on this side because as August started to progress, I just felt like I was going to forget things. So I just started taking pictures and videos of things as I did them. So I'm going to pop them up over here because I didn't want to forget. So first things first, I'm going to do a little memories section, which I've never done before. I think mostly because I haven't really done anything memorable. I don't know. But I did something pretty cool in August. I did a Kingston Kingston Pen tour in Kingston, Ontario. And the Kingston Pen is Canada's oldest prison. It was a maximum security prison that it actually closed in 2013. It opened in like 1835 and it is massive. I wanted to try and find like an aerial view, but I'm worried about copyright. I don't know. So if I have an aerial view, it'll be here. If I don't, I'm really sorry because to see the aerial view is just so impressive. But yeah, so it opened in 1835. Closed in 2013, and now it's like a tourist attraction. It's a National Historic Site, so I think that means they can't like tear it down or get rid of it or anything, which is pretty cool. However, I guess they can only do tours, maybe film movies, I don't know. But it was home to some of Canada and specifically Ontario's most notorious killers. So at least one of them, I'm sure you've heard of, regardless of whether you're Canadian, American, but it was home to Paul Bernardo, who is the one half of the Ken and Barbie killers. So he was there for a very long time. It was also home to Russell Williams, who was a former colonel of the Canadian Armed Forces, as I read my notes. He killed 2 women and assaulted numerous others. One of the women he killed was in the Canadian Armed Forces. So his story is actually really interesting. This all happened in a small town really close. I have roots in this small town, really close to where I spent time as a child. So that was crazy interesting. And this man, Russell Williams, was a very decorated pilot with the Canadian Armed Forces. He actually escorted the Queen of England on an airplane. Like, he was her pilot. And he ended up murdering 2 women. It's crazy. And I know a couple episodes of like crime shows, not true crime, but like Mindhunter, I think, has an episode that they mirrored after him. I think Criminal Minds has an episode that they mirrored after him. So a lot of those kind of shows kind of sort of took from his playbook. Oof, that's an awful way to say that. But anyway, Clifford Olson, who was known as the Beast of British Columbia, he was a serial killer, killed many children. He was there, and this is a case that is something big for me. I studied it in law in high school, and it was Stephen Truscott. A lot of you probably don't know who Stephen Truscott is. He was someone who was wrongfully convicted of murder at the age of 14. Insane story. He spent an insane amount of time in jail. I don't know how, like, he was fairly old when he was actually let go or let out. Insane story if you want to look into it. Stephen Truscott. But anyway, one of the reasons why I'm telling you that is to segue into the books I'm reading. There's one more memory part that I will get to, but we'll kind of bounce back to it. So I was reading Interview with the Vampire for the month of August. This was a struggle. This was a huge, huge struggle for me. And I'm shocked. I thought I would be able to read this in 2-3 days max. It took me almost the entire month to read this book. And I was antsy to finish it because I wanted to start the book that I bought at the Kingston Pen. But I was actually really disappointed. It's been years since I've seen the movie. I probably haven't seen the movie since the 90s. I know it scared me. I was like 8 when it came out. No. I think I was like 11. Sorry, I think I was 11 when it came out. 94. So I was 11. And yeah, really disappointed. Anyway, so I read it. I finished it finally. But the book I bought at the Kingston Pen is Murder on the Inside. Get the bookmark out of the way. Now, the Kingston Pen had a riot in 1971 that lasted for 4 days. 6 guards were taken hostage and 2 inmates were killed by other inmates, not by guards. The inmates that were killed were the kinds of inmates that are in jail for the worst of the worst crimes on children, if you catch my drift. So they were tortured and killed because of their crimes. So this book is all about that riot in 1971. So I was chomping at the bit to read this book. You can see I've started it just barely. I went to the Kingston Pen on August the 3rd, and I just started this book last week because it took me so long to finish Interview with the Vampire. But, oh well, that's life. So yeah, so those are the books that I read in the month of August. I barely read Murder on the Inside. I'm really looking forward to it. So hopefully in September, for September's video, I'll be able to let you know how I liked it. The other memory that I have for August is it's almost embarrassing to admit this, but I got vertigo in August. I've never had it before in my life. No clue what triggered it. I'm not even sure if people know what causes vertigo anyway, but I had a race the night before. It was a trail run. It was an evening race. My start time was 6:30, and I hydrated for 2 days before the race. I ate properly the day of the race. I ate properly after the race. I felt great after the race. I tend to, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I tend to get heat exhaustion very easily. So I did not want that to happen. And August, like I said, was really hot. So I woke up the next morning and I was dizzy when I woke up, and I went back to bed and it went away. And then my mom and I went to the flea market, which we'll get to in a minute. And I came back home and I was hanging out in the backyard, and all of a sudden I was so incredibly dizzy. Like for those of you who've had it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's hard to describe. It's like everything is spinning. It's like you've got the drunk spins, but worse. And also everything is shaking. Like your vision is shaking and spinning at the same time. And you constantly feel like you're going to vomit. If you're moving, this is happening. This spinning and shaking and nausea is happening. So you basically can't move. So I was in bed for 3 days, and it floored me. I couldn't believe it. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's just a sign of, I don't know, getting older maybe. I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I have friends who get vertigo, friends who are younger than me who've had it. So I don't think it's like an old person thing. Don't get me wrong, but that was fun. Anyway, that's it for memories. Good times. Now, I did spend a little bit of money in August. I did not buy any decks, but I spent some money. Some of it is tarot related and some of it is not. So we'll get to the thing that's not tarot related, and that is my Stranger Things tumbler. Now, I am using a spliced video to show it to you because I brought it to work. I don't have it here. It's my work drinking cup. So I love this. Anyone who's watched Stranger Things is probably a fan of Eddie. And I love that there's a picture of him wearing the mask. So that was Max's mask was pretty funny when he popped out of the side of the trailer with it. So a woman that sells bath bombs in my city decided to start making these tumblers, and she got a spot at the local flea market. So I went there one day, picked this up purposely. I purposely picked it up, purposely went there to pick it up, and I would share her link. However, on her way home from the flea market that day, she got into a car accident and injured her hand pretty badly. So she's no longer making things, including bath bombs, which is really unfortunate because she makes the best bath bombs. But anyway, just wanted to share my Stranger Things Tumblr. I figured there'd be some of you who think it's cool. So the other thing I bought, and this is for my Halloween costume. This is a two-parter. I've decided, a friend of mine is having a massive Halloween party up north. So I decided I'm going to be a fortune teller. And I don't know why it's never dawned on me in the past to be a fortune teller. It was like I had this aha moment. So anyway, I bought this little palmistry thing from our local bookstore, Chapters. It's super cute. So I don't actually know what I'm going to do with this. I haven't decided yet, but I might just like have like a little reading table set up and people can, I don't know if I'll give a reading or just kind of like have it as a little setup. I'm not sure. But also to go along with it, I bought a magic 8-ball off Amazon. This is not made like it used to be. It was on sale, so it was like $12 Canadian. So I can't like really complain, but it's just so cheap. Even the little thing inside doesn't look the same. I mean, the message looks clear. You can really see it, but it's just not the same quality. I don't know. I was really disappointed in the cheapness of it. But I guess it's to be expected. So yeah, that's also going to go on this, I don't know, reading table that I may or may not have. Maybe I'll just walk around and carry this, and I don't know, because I don't really think I'm going to be stationary. So I don't know what I was thinking, but the little palmistry thing came with this little palmistry book. So I might kind of leave that out somewhere where people can look at it and whatever. I know nothing about palmistry. So that was something else I spent money on. Another thing that I did this month that I've had my eye on for a long time, I got myself a Goddess Provisions box. This is something that I have wanted to purchase for a really long time, and I just didn't do it because I just figured it was something I didn't need. A lot of stuff that would just collect dust, whatever the case may be. However, this package had something specific that I really wanted. But it came with some tea. I'll just, again, splice it over here. This smells fantastic. And this is a cool sticker that came with the tea, I believe, or maybe the car air freshener, I'm not sure. Came with a fluorite tumble, a raw fluorite, which I wasn't really impressed with. It's pretty dull looking. And then it came with a card set, which I'll show you in a minute. And the air freshener, that is the star from the tarot deck, which is cool because I'm an Aquarius and that is my card with the tarot deck that's associated with Aquarius, and that's what I wanted. That's the thing I made the purchase for, is that tarot box right there. So this is $33 I think it's 35. Sorry, this is $35 if you want to buy the case alone. That message inside is perfect. But the whole box was $33 for the month. So I was like, I might as well get the whole box, get some extra goodies, and also get the thing I want, which was the box. And it came with this, which is perfect for if you've seen my tarot on the go. I was looking for a little travel tarot cloth, and that is absolutely perfect. So overall, I was really impressed with the box, but I did cancel it for September, mainly because, like I said, I did not want to... I don't need to get a box every month. I don't need to collect more things, more stuff. But yeah, I really did enjoy getting it, and this is worth it. It's magnetic. So anytime I travel, I'll be putting a tarot deck in here. I did play around and test to see what size fits in here. Of course, the regular Rider-Waite-Smith fits in here. The Marigold Tarot fits in here. Golden Art Nouveau fits in here. The Friends Tarot does not. It's a little bit too wide, so that's a little bit disappointing, but your standard tarot decks fit in here. Now, the tarot cards that came in the Goddess Provisions box, It's just the major arcana, so I don't really know what I'm going to do with this. They're kind of cool. They're not my style. Like they wouldn't be ones that I would buy for myself, but they're cool. I don't mind them. I just don't know what I will do with a major arcana. I don't know if that's focusing on the cards at all. I don't know what I'll do with a major arcana set, because I feel like I just feel like it's incomplete without everything else. But it's really pretty. The cardstock is, as you would probably expect, it's a little on the cheap side. I do love the death card. It is pretty cool looking. I don't know why my camera doesn't want to show these to you in focus, but yeah, they're cool. I just don't know what I'll do with them. So the sun is pretty cute too. So for now, they're going to stay in that tarot box until I figure out what to do with them. I don't know. But yeah, so that's that. The other thing I got that was pretty cool, a while back in August, Ethany had posted a Instagram post saying, like, send me your name if you want to be entered into this thing that she was doing. And so I sent her my name, and she commented and basically said, you won. And she said, fill out this questionnaire where it was like what you want assistance with, basically. And of course mine was centered around I guess finances, you know, being better with money, all that kind of stuff. So she sent me this box in the mail. I'd actually completely forgot about any of this. And I get this cute box in the mail, had no idea what it was. Had this super cute card in it. And when you open it up, there is this package of crystals. Now, maybe one of you can help me out. I know Howlite and I know Tiger's Eye, but I don't know the last one that I'm going to show you here. It's very pretty. I love how it looks, but I'm not entirely sure what it is. So any help would be awesome in the comments. It's this guy right here. I love it. It's shimmery and pretty, but no clue what it is. And then the other thing that came with it was this little spell kit. So she made that's a candle that she anointed herself, and she made the candle holder that goes in it, or that it goes in. So that was pretty cool. It smells delicious. I also got this anointing oil that she made herself as well, so that's really cool. And then I think a bracelet of some sort. I actually didn't read, I don't know if it's on the piece of paper that I'll show you in a second. So I'm not entirely sure if it's a bracelet, anklet, what you can do with it. Maybe I can put it in my car. I don't know. Another piece of Tiger's Eye. I love me some Tiger's Eye. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that shimmer. I got distracted by it. And then I'm not sure what this one is either. I kind of feel like it's Caribbean calcite, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm pretty sure that's what it might be. I don't know. And then we have the instructions for a prosperity spell. So that's pretty cool. The checklist and how to do it, all that kind of stuff. So that was from Ethany. Really cool. I'm really excited to do that. I'm not really a witch. I have done things like, I don't know how much of this you can see. It's a witch's ladder. But yeah, I really don't know a whole lot about that world, that side of things. But yeah, so that was cool. One last thing that I bought, actually I'll save this until my last note. I'll save that one. So now we'll talk about my deck edging experience. And a lot of you had a lot of very helpful things to say when I talked about wanting to edge this deck. So thank you, because you were awesome. So I started with my little practice cards. I made these a really long time ago. Like flashcards, basically. So this is what the numbers mean. There's all kinds of trivia on here. So these were my trial runs. So I practiced edging these, and I started with the Tombow, which is what I just automatically assumed I would be using. And I actually didn't like how the Tombow looked. It didn't even feel good going across the paper. So then I thought I would try a Sharpie, and I originally tried a regular old Sharpie, just like the typical Sharpie that you see. And I happened to see that we had one of the fat ones, one of the chubby end, Sharpies in our garage, and it was so much easier to work with. So I actually decided to go with that Sharpie, with the chubbier felt Sharpie. And another reason why is because I did the rub test, and one of you suggested that on my comments on the last video, or the video for was it my last month? I don't know. And the Tombow rubbed off. However, in this sample video, it's actually the Sharpie that rubs off, but whatever. So I did do the Sharpie, and it took a very long time. I put on a movie and I would do a few cards a night, and I was actually shocked at how long it took me. I didn't screw up, like I didn't slip with the Sharpie or anything like that, which is also kind of shocking. There's a couple cards where I think it went over ever so slightly, but you wouldn't notice it unless you were looking for it. Like I can't even find one that has it right now. The one thing that did bother me was the corners, like the edges here. You can even see it in the video as well as the side view. Now, I did go over those. I saw that. I knew it was happening, and I would go over them with the marker, and it must be like little divots in the cardstock that the ink just can't get into. So there are some corners that are still white, and they're going to remain that way because I just can't get the ink in there. The one thing I will say about the Sharpie, and I don't think this is going to translate properly, but see how it's kind of got like a hematite silvery look to it? I don't like that. It's not bad, it's just that doesn't have it. I want it to match perfectly, and it just doesn't. So next time something calls for black edging, I'll be using the Tombow. I'm definitely going to try the Tombow next time because it won't have that Sharpie metallic kind of glare thingy to it. But yeah, it was a good experience, and I'm glad I did it. I popped my edging cherry, so to speak, so I don't feel as afraid to do it with another deck now. And now it just kind of got my mind going, like, what other decks can I edge? I'm really excited to get into that. And other colors, obviously, because that's fun. So that was a success, mostly. The other thing, what deck did I work with? So like I said, I didn't buy any decks. I was a good girl. I was very, very tempted to purchase the Garbage Pail Kids. Extremely tempted. Like, I don't know how many times I told myself I'm going to buy it. My space is getting like smaller and smaller. The more things I buy, my filming space is just getting so crammed. But I didn't. So I just worked with a deck that I had. I worked with the Guardian of the Night Tarot. And I kind of feel, I wouldn't say I'm in a tarot rut, but I feel a little, I don't feel motivated to use my tarot, which is kind of scary to me because this is a new hobby for me, and I did kind of hit the ground running with it, and I have purchased a lot of decks in the last almost 2 years that I've been doing it. So I have all of these decks, and I want to use them. I just don't know when to use them. I don't know why to use them. I've just kind of hit this weird, like, when would I do that? Why would I do that? What questions do I ask? You know, when would I look to the tarot? So, and this is something that I've done in the past, and I've loved it. I've found these connect with your deck prompts on Pinterest. So for the month of August, I used this one over here, and every single day I just kind of, oh no, that's a lie. I didn't do it every day. I would do like chunks at a time just because every day is not realistic for me. So I would do like chunks at a time, like probably 5-6 days at a time. And these prompts, I loved them. I loved working with these prompts. I think this was, is that wellness? I think it says it's wellness. And I really enjoyed it. So that was something fun. I do kind of want to do that for September. I haven't found one yet. To be honest, I haven't really looked for one yet. And I don't know what deck I'm going to use for September either. I haven't picked a September deck. So I'm going away this weekend as I'm going away the next 3 weekends. So I think I'll bring my tarot decks, or a couple of them. Definitely this weekend, probably not the weekend after, but the weekend after that as well, because it's like girls' weekends kind of things. So hopefully I'll get to read and get use out of that, and actually get to read for other people, which I never do. So that'll be interesting. That'll be fun, I think. I always have these intentions, and then I never even pull out the tarot deck. It never happens. I'll let you know in September's video. The last thing. So I really wanted to work with my Lenormand and my runes. So what I decided I was going to do, and I did it once, maybe twice, so I, true to form, didn't stick with it, but I decided I don't know runes, I need to study them, I need to learn them, and same with the Lenormand. So I was like, oh, I'm going to pull a rune every day, and that's going to be what the reading is based on, and then I'm going to pull 2 Lenormand cards about what that rune is. And I'm going to research how those Lenormand cards relate to each other, because that's how Lenormand works. And then I'm going to reverse it. So if I pulled like the scythe and the ring, how would that work in that order? And then how would it work in the ring and then the scythe order? Like I said, I did this like once or twice. So I would like pull my rune and then pull my 2 Lenormand cards. It didn't go well. I found that the rune that I pulled on the first day, I can't remember which one it was, but I just couldn't think of what reading I would do in relation to that rune. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. So to help me with the runes, I purchased this book, A Little Bit of Runes. These little bit of books are usually pretty great. This one, I don't like how they structured it. To be fair, I haven't read it. I have just looked to the meanings of the runes. But they break them down into, there's 3 sections of it. The first, ayet, I don't even know what that word is. The second ayet, and I'm gonna guess the third ayet. Yeah. So they broke them down into those 3 chunks, so it's kind of hard to find the one you're looking for a beginner, for a newbie. But anyway, I will read this eventually, and I will figure these out. I love these. These are the ones that I purchased from Etsy. I have an unboxing on my channel. If I remember, I'll put it up in the card. But they're stunning. They're stunning. And I just want to make use of them. They were made after the goddess Hela. They have moonstone in them. They're really cool. Anyway, I would like to use them because I purchased them and someone made them, put their sweat, blood, and possibly tears into this. So that was my plan. That was my learning plan for the runes and Lenormand, and I failed miserably, which is not shocking to me because that's what I do. I have all these grand plans for learning things and I don't. So, that's it for the month of August. That's what I got up to. That's what I did. And I was really proud of myself for not purchasing any decks whatsoever. Yay me. But I did, again, with that Goddess Provisions box, I did kind of splurge a little bit, which was fine because I honestly feel like this is totally worth it. I actually want to get a leather case that Garden Goddess Tarot, Thea, talks about. She has a couple of them now. And oh, this was heartbreaking. So they're from an Etsy seller in the Ukraine, and he had a 30% off sale. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get one tomorrow on my payday and celebrate payday, because it was like $50 Canadian for this leather tarot case. And I thought the sale was still going to be on the next day, which was my payday. And then payday came and I was like, oh, celebratory me gift. I'm going to buy this $50 leather tarot case. And the sale was over. So now they're back up to 65 Canadian, which is still not bad for a real leather item. However, $50 was better. So I'm going to wait and see if they come on sale again. It is something I do want to have, because this is vegan leather, which is great. But I can see it being one of those things where the edges kind of rub off and start peeling away, especially if it's going to get tossed in my bag, which it will. That's the intention. It's better than a tuck box. A tuck box would be destroyed. My little, it's a witch's one. What's it called? Now I can't even remember. But my little travel one is in its tuck box, and it gets tossed in my bag, and all the corners are just dog-eared and chewed right up, and it's only a matter of time before that box basically disintegrates. So this is what that's for. It's for tossing it in my bag. And I would feel better about tossing a real leather one in, because yes, it'll get scuffed, but it won't, like, this, like I said, it is going to eventually like peel back and you'll see the white underneath it. But for $33 for this and the whole box of stuff, I am totally fine with that. So that's August. I have videos that I want to do. I have a list of a couple of videos that I want to do, as I have for months now. It's just doing them. That's the problem. So I'm hoping to get one of those out to you in the month of August. Sorry, in the month of September. We are in September. But again, like I said, I'm busy my next 3 weekends, so I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to film. So maybe not. In the meantime, enjoy your pumpkin spice lattes. It's still a little bit hot here for hot drinks. I'm still an iced coffee girl, but you can get it in iced form. So that's good news. So enjoy that. And I will see you when I see you.